the problem with the Ebox 3.0, and it's a big one. So, the main issue with the bike, the way the damn frame's made. It's causing an issue. With how small this area is, almost no other motor I can find actually fits in here that's not, you know, the same size or smaller. I could be missing one. If I am, please let me know. I want to find a way to make this bike have more capability. I'm sure with a little cutting and welding, I could do that. I'd still have a little bit of clearance for this to go back, but I think the tire might be offset by that. Whatever. Spacers and such to do that. But my real question to you guys is this could go one of three ways. So, you guys know of, maybe, hopefully, let me know in the comments of a new motor I can put in here. And I go that route. Battery's fine. I'd need a new controller and a new motor. Or, option number 2, I could go with scooter, like a hub motor, 12-inch hub motor rim, which would fit in here fine. And it's a 3.5 inch tire. I think this one's just a 3, could be actually the same, who knows, which I think that would work fine. Just no need for a chain at that point, no need for a sprocket, no need for this motor. So, you know, I get rid of a little bit of weight, but I wonder how heavy that would be. This thing's she's pretty dense, I'll be honest, but I wonder how heavy that would be. Functionally, then, it would be just a scooter. So then option number 3 is I find a larger dirt bike frame, because one of the main problems I'm having with this bike, other than the lack of customization, and that was one of the main points, you get to buy just the frame because you do your own thing. Can't do that. So, you know, get a dirt bike frame, find a way to make this battery fit in there, even if I have to just copy their little system to an extent. Set it down in some frame I can make fit. Because, like, here's my, okay, back to the damn how difficult this is going to be. The Ebox Dragster, even though it's smaller, which would kind of suck, because it'd be down to like here, I think, seat wise, but I could put a much larger motor on there with a bracket. Can't do that on here. You know, that one would be adding a bracket. This is cutting off, welding, adding. So, dirt bike frame, sorry to rant, just dirt bike frame, larger, get a larger motor, use the battery, get a different controller. I know Electroco makes different controllers and stuff that we can use, and they work with a lot of QS motors, so, you know, QS, whatever, I don't even know, the 165 isn't too bad, but I don't know. Yeah, it'd have to be a dirt bike. Yeah, it just had to be a dirt bike, like a larger dirt bike at that point. Shock's fine. Front fork's not bad, but if it was a larger bike, I wouldn't need those. So then the question would be, what would I do with this afterwards? Would I make it another project just to be an actual runaround scooter that doesn't have much power while the larger one does? I'm spinning on my head, guys. I would appreciate just something. I got a go-kart in the shop. I want to also work with a larger QS motor in the future on that. That would be excellent. This battery would work on there as well. We have options. You know, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of content we're really looking into, because at this point I can keep riding this bad boy, but that's all we're doing. That's not very interesting. I'd kind of like to show you some things specifically about this bike. Like, for example, I want to paint it a different color. There's not much plastics to it to actually add much flair. So at that point, it'd make more sense to take all this shit off, everything, have this painted or powder coated to what color I want, which I love purple, and then have this matte white with purple like splatters thrown on that shit. I think that would look sick. Upgrade these bad boys for some nice, you know, gaudy golden ones. Get some surron style throttles, maybe. You know, like the milled aluminum ones. You know, just, hey, let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And you know, this is really also not just to be a gripe and ask what you guys are thinking. This is also to let you guys know, hey, if these are going to be issues for you, I'd look for a different bike. But if not, it's still a very good bike, especially to start riding. I think learning on this has been very fun and very forgiving, because it's not as heavy as a larger bike. This thing landed on my foot a few weeks ago. About a week of taking it light and I have a physical job, still went to work every day, I feel like if I threw 250 on my foot the way I did, I'd probably be out of work for a few months. So, you know, there's always good and bad things to everything. Just let me know what you're feeling about this, guys.